President Trump has previously said he welcomes the opportunity to talk to special counsel Robert Mueller in the Russia investigation, even as reports suggest his lawyers are advising against it. My next guest says it's not just a bad idea for the president to talk to federal investigators, but really no one should, unless they have to. Ken White's a criminal defense attorney and contributing editor for Reason magazine. Ken, great to have you with us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, I want to play a soundbite from somebody who knows a little bit about this. Kenneth Starr, who was obviously independent counsel back in the Clinton years. Here's what he says about this.
I think, depending on what Bob Mueller knows, and we don't know what Bob Mueller knows, but depending on what he knows, he will want to talk to the president. If the president resists, then Bob Mueller has subpoena power.
Okay, a couple of things there, Ken. First of all, we don't know, and the president doesn't know what Bob Mueller knows. And secondly, what about the possibility of a presidential subpoena?
Certainly a possibility if the president doesn't cooperate voluntarily, but that's still not a good reason to go in voluntarily. If the special counsel does seek a subpoena, the president likely has various options to delay things, to object. It took quite a while to straighten out President Clinton's testimony. So the basic idea is the same. It's a terrible idea to go in voluntarily and to subject yourself to the sort of risks that two people have already seen in this investigation lead to lying to the FBI charges.
Yeah, not charged with underlying crimes, but with lying about something. And something interesting from an article you had out that spells this out really well. You wrote, when special counsels or FBI agents ask questions of one of these powerful people, they're not fact-finding. They've already done their homework. They're asking questions, the answers to which they can already prove, hoping that the interviewee will tell a provable lie and thus commit a crime. Because as you point out in those two cases, it wasn't an underlying crime these people have been charged with. It's lying to investigators. It's a crime to lie to the FBI.
It is, and amazingly, the law is such that it doesn't have to be an important lie. It doesn't have to be a lie that hurts the investigation or misleads the FBI for a minute. They can charge you with a federal felony if you lie about something and the FBI has you on tape and can prove it instantly.
Well, and there's something...
And that sort of power is...
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
You go ahead and finish your answer there.
So it's a scary power because the FBI not only has the power to get you charged with a federal felony for lying when they question you, they have the power to decide who they're going to question and put in that danger.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so there's also this public perception issue that a lot of folks are worried about. And the president has, whenever he's asked about it publicly, has said, I want to do it, I want to talk to him. And he's probably thinking about the fact that in his mind, he's innocent of all of these charges. He doesn't know what rabbit trails and other roads that Mueller may have gone down. But he is confident that he'd be able to illustrate his innocence in talking. And he doesn't want to be looking like he's avoiding it. So there is this issue of perception. The New York Times has a piece saying this: rejecting an interview with Mr. Mueller also carries political consequences. It would be certain to prompt accusations that the president is hiding something. And a court fight could prolong the special counsel inquiry, casting a shadow over Republicans as November's midterm elections approach or beyond into the president's re-election campaign. Is it your take that the president should not even factor that in and worry about what the perception is going to be? If he has a choice, he needs to say no.
Well, it's my take, and this is what I always tell clients, is you have to ask compared to what. So sure, saying no, refusing to cooperate could have some political consequences, although it's not clear to me why these would be any worse than any of the other things that are happening. But you have to say, what about if he gets caught in a lie? What about if he says something and the special counsel claims it's a lie? What about the special counsel presenting a case to Congress saying these are the 10 things I think the president lied about during the interview to the FBI? That could be a much worse political scandal. So there's scandal in any direction you look, and my bias as a criminal defense lawyer is to tell people not to subject yourself to federal felony prosecution.
Just quickly, yes or no, do you think the issue of having written interrogatories, just questions that would be presented to the president, he and his lawyers would put them together and answer, do you think that works and solves maybe some of these problems, worried about going off and saying things or being hyperbolic about something and being caught up in something that maybe is not substantive, but it isn't true?
Well, as a defense attorney, I would vastly prefer it, but you still have to worry about giving answers that you think are true and the person with power thinks are not true.
Mm-hmm. All right. Ken White, great to have you with us on this Friday night. Thank you so much.
Thank you.